Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the King County Human Services Bus Ticket Program information session for the 2024 request for proposals. We'll do some introductions. I'll start myself. I'm Charles Schrog. I use he, him pronouns. I work for King County Department of Community and Human Services. And I'm running this RFP and work alongside Devin, who I'll let introduce himself to administer this program.
All right.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Devin Koenig-Cease. I use he, him pronouns. And I work with Charles in DCHS to help administer this program. Help with technical assistance. If you email the inbox, I am probably the one that will respond.
And then we work with Katie from Metro. Katie, do you want to introduce yourself next?
Sure. Hey, I'm Katie Schneier. I use she, her pronouns. And yeah, I work at King County Metro in the reduced fares department. And I work kind of big picture with this program. And I actually just started at the county late last summer, but I've spent most of my career working at nonprofits and human services. So excited to be of service to y'all, hopefully making things easier.
Thanks, Katie. And Khadija, did I say it right?
That's me. Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Khadija Abdullah. I'm Resident Service Coordinator, one of 4 Resident Service Coordinators with Mount Baker Housing Association. So glad to be back.
Hi, everybody. Thanks, Khadija. Hi, everybody. My name is Sophia. I go by she, her. I use she, her pronouns. I'm also working at Mount Baker Housing Association. This is my colleague, Khadija. So thank you for putting this on for us to learn.
For us. It looks like they did it for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll record it too, so others will benefit, which means we'll have to go through each slide kind of formally, so we cover all the information. But
okay,
we'll have plenty of time for you guys to ask any questions you have or anything. So
okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to give a little overview of the program. So the bus ticket program is actually enacted by King County Code, which is a little unique. Most programs aren't written into county code, but this one is. And it provides funding to human service agencies to purchase bus tickets at a discounted amount. So agencies pay 10% of the cost of the ticket, and King County then picks up the remaining 90%. We have anywhere between 150 and 200 organizations that participate every year. It's a range of different types of community agencies that participate. And I'll go into some of the details about eligibility and how the program works exactly in a later slide. But there's sort of two parts of King County that help administer the program. So there's Devin and I on the DCHS side, and we run the RFP and we monitor the program, and we're who agencies often interact with. And then Metro, which is Katie's role, helps with the actual sale of tickets and making sure that tickets are issued to agencies in the way that they should be. And so we work really closely together. And there's 2 email addresses. For the most part, you can email the blue one, HS Bus Ticket Program. But if it involves ticket sales directly, you can email the green one, and we are always happy to help direct you to the right person if one of us is more able to provide the support you need. So we have a website you can visit. The King County website overall is a little bit in disarray. So our website's not super up to date right now, but we do hope to have it up to date soon. But you can visit there and find a lot of documents related to the program. It's where we keep forms you may need to fill out if tickets are lost or stolen. That's where you can go to find those forms. So it's a good resource if you need it. So typically we run a request for proposals in the fall of the year before the program. So October of 2023, we ran an RFP for funding for 2024 for this year. And we didn't actually, the amount we made available was not fully applied for or claimed. So we had additional funding available after that first RFP. And that's happened a couple of years in a row now. And so this year, what we're doing is opening up the RFP again for the current year. So agencies like Mount Baker or anybody else will be able to apply for the bus ticket program from now through September 1st of 2024. So it's the first time we've structured it this way, and we're hoping it'll give agencies more opportunity to apply. And we're also giving agencies that have already been awarded the opportunity to request additional funding if they need it later in the year. So to be eligible, you have to be a 501c3 agency or housing authority or local government, and you have to serve people who are experiencing homelessness or are low income. And we have it's the standard HUD low income guidelines. We have them on the website. And we also ask that you buy tickets for the year that you need them. So if you're buying tickets in 2024, we ask that you try to disperse them in 2024. We will run another RFP for 2025 in the fall of this year. So there'll be another opportunity for you all to apply for tickets next year if you decide to do so. So as part of participating in the program, agencies have to create a policies and procedures document, and we provide a template that's pretty thorough that for the most part you can use for your agency. You can make edits to it, but really just ensures that you all are storing the tickets securely and distributing them to eligible individuals. We also ask that you sign a memorandum of agreement with us. And then finally, there's a signature list that Metro uses to verify that the people coming to actually pick up the tickets are verified to do that for your organization. The program requirements are really just that you disperse tickets to intended recipients. So no staff or volunteers or individuals who maybe are above the income limits or not homeless. You keep tickets stored securely in a locked office or file cabinet, and that you track who the tickets were given to. And we give you a log you can use to do the tracking. And then twice a year, we ask you to aggregate those logs and submit a report to us saying how many tickets you gave to individuals in any given month. And then finally, to report tickets if they're lost or stolen within 3 days of discovery. And we have a form on our website you can submit to do that. So this is the timeline for the current RFP for 2024. So this is the application period that's opening right now through September 1st of 2024 to purchase tickets in 2024. We are going to be giving priority to organizations that apply sooner. So the sooner you apply, the better your chances are of getting your requested amount. But we will be leaving it open until either the funds are expended or September 1st, whichever happens sooner. We're sort of guaranteeing you that we'll review applications May 1st, July 1st, and September 1st, but there's also a chance if we have time that we'll look at them in between those times. We just can't guarantee a review outside of those specific periods. So if you apply and you're awarded, then we will send you some post-award documents to have you sign, including the MOA and the signature list. And once those things are signed, then you can go down to Metro and purchase tickets. So the application is through Zoom Grants, which is the grant application. I'm going to switch to sharing my Zoom Grant screen here. So this is, if you click the link to go to the RFP, this is what, it's the wrong one, sorry. I'm using yeah, here we go. I'm using a sort of a fake account to show you how to apply. So when you click the link, you'll have the application pop up here. So you can see I already started this application, but it's incomplete. So When you click apply, you'll get a list of all the program requirements, income limits, a lot of the things we've covered already, but in detail. So please take note and read the specifics so that you kind of know what the program is exactly. And I think I'd point out there's a library tab here, and this has downloads of all the various program documents or application documents. So if you wanted to share the program guidelines with your leadership team or somebody else to review, you could download them from here and email or print them to them and send them to them. So the application starts with your agency name, amount requested, and face value. And the distinction between these two amounts, so that the allotment request is the amount of money that your agency wants to spend on tickets. So that's the 10% of the total cost of the tickets. So if you want to buy $1,000 in tickets, you have $1,000 to spend, you would put 1,000 in the allotment, and then the face value is going to be 10 times the allotment amount. So $1,000 will buy you $10,000 worth of tickets is another way to think about it. And it's pretty confusing. And so if you have questions or want clarification, we're always happy to explain it different ways. I think different people understand it better in different ways. So, but generally the allotment amount is 10% of the face value or what the ticket will actually say on it. And then basic contact information. This collaborator area. So like, since you both are at Mount Baker, you can add someone else from your agency in. So like I could add myself and click application and then invite, and that will allow another person to come in and edit the application and make changes. However, that person cannot submit the application. Only the original account owner can submit the application. So it's important to know that in case you are waiting until the last minute and then suddenly the collaborator can't submit. You also can add additional contacts. These people won't be able to edit the application, but they'll get any correspondence that's sent through Zoom Grants, which we don't send a lot of correspondence through Zoom Grants. We typically email just outside of it, but you can add people in here if you want to make sure they get any other emails that would go to the primary contact. We ask that you list the zip codes where you're serving programs. I won't go through all the questions, but these are the application questions. Some of them are open text, some of them are selecting multiple choice, I guess you'd say. If you have questions about the questions, you can always email us and we'll clarify or provide additional information. And then, yeah, I'm forgetting where the submit button is. Devin, do you know? Oh, here it is. Sorry. So once you have the application complete, you want to hit the submit button. And you actually can hit the submit button at any time. So I could hit this now. I'm going to hit it now. I have to have all the questions completed. But you can submit it, and any changes you make after you hit submit will still be included in the review. So I'd suggest hitting submit once you have the application mostly filled out. And then if you're going to refine it or make changes, you have up until the close deadline to make those changes. Yeah, so that's kind of a quick overview of the application itself. I'm going to switch back to my slide deck here. Okay. I don't know how to skip ahead without just clicking through them all. We added there's a couple of new questions in this year's application, and it's related to the fact that we now have some funding for agencies who might need additional technical assistance. And so depending on if your agency qualifies, those questions will help us determine that. So, and I think I covered, I think I covered these slides in our little review there. If you have questions about Zoom Grants, like your login isn't working or something about the actual website, you can email questions@Zoom Grants. If it's about the questions in the RFP, you should email the bus ticket program, which will go to Devin or I. Yeah, and so once the, assuming you apply and you receive an award, then there'll be some other things you need to do in Zoom Grants throughout the year. So you'll have to submit a semi-annual log. And we send out an email with detailed instructions prior to that due date. It's also where you would submit any lost or stolen ticket reports. And then the LOA is actually not done through Zoom Grants. And so Devin has been the person who's been doing the LOAs. So Devin, can you just talk a little bit about LOAs?
Sure. Yeah. So if you've gotten an award in the past, you're probably used to doing an MOA, Memorandum of Agreement, in Zoom Grants. We have a new contracting system across all of DCHS called Agiloft that was implemented late last year. And so we are now doing letters of agreement, and they are all prepared and signed and stored in this new Agiloft system. And so it'll look a little bit different. The letter is a little longer than the old MOA, but the process is hopefully a little simpler. Basically, once you get your award, if you already have a contract with DCHS or any other agreement with DCHS, then there's nothing that you will need to do to set up your account. If you don't have any contract or agreement with DCHS, we'll just need the legal name of your organization and your tax ID to set you up in Agiloft. Once you're set up, we prepare the letter of agreement and send it from our Agiloft system through DocuSign. And so the applicant contact will receive the letter by email from DocuSign with a request for their signature. The signature all happens through that email on DocuSign and is uploaded into our system. And once that's done, your letter of agreement is active, so that piece of the process is complete.
Great, thanks, Devin. So next, we're going to move into talking a little bit about tickets themselves. And I think this is particularly helpful at this point when you're thinking about how much allocation you think you'll need. You really need to know what the tickets are going to cost you. So I'm going to ask Katie to lead us through some sort of overview of how tickets are priced and work. And just tell me when you want me to advance the slides too.
Cool. And my caveat is that because I don't deal with the day-to-day sales as much as Jason, there might be like a question I don't know the answer to. And if so, I have people standing by for me to chat with them and ask. Yeah, the two documents. So you have to, this happens a lot where an agency comes in to buy tickets because they got their award letter and they're like, all right, we're ready to go. We're going to show up downtown at King Street Center and buy us some tickets. And you actually can't do that until two documents have been completed and returned or uploaded. And one is that letter of agreement that Devin was just talking about. And the other one is the signature list. And the signature list is just a list of people who can pick, Charles mentioned it before, but people who can pick up tickets for your agency. So that way some random person can't come in off the street and buy tickets under your agency's name at 10% of the price. And if you can bring in the signature list on paper, like into the King Street Center, and we will just make a copy of it, and put it on file. Or you can they upload it into Agiloft or Zoom Grants?
Yeah, the signature list can be uploaded directly into Zoom Grants. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so you have options there. The letter of agreement gets signed through DocuSign, so you will get that via email.
Okay.
All right, next slide. There we
Oh,
go.
There we go. There's
Jumping
the answers.
Awesome. All right, so in order to purchase tickets, you have options. So you can come into the Metro office, which is at King Street Center, right there at 2nd and Jackson. And they are open, I want to say 8:30 to 4:30. And I can double check that, but it's like, business hour kind of thing. You the small print here says anticipate a wait, and that is correct. People are coming into that office for all kinds of Metro related things. It is our past sales office, and so people are coming in because they lost their Lyft card. They're coming in because they want to get an RFP card for disability. Like all kinds of things. So if you're just coming in, you might want to just be ready to wait for a little bit. But you don't have to come in. You could also mail a ticket order form and the payment to Metro. What we don't do is credit card payments via mail. The kind of system that we have doesn't allow for us to manually enter credit card numbers that way. So if you need to pay with a credit card, you got to bring the credit card into the office. But you could pay via check that way. And you can also drop it off and then we'll call you when it's ready for pickup. You don't have to sit around for, an hour in the office waiting for it to be ready. So that's the other option. And next slide. Yes, don't send your credit card number in the mail. Just a reminder for everybody, or if you don't know, I'm not sure I knew this when I started at Metro, that we did actually get through the state youth ride transit for free. So as of September 21st, 2022, if you're 18 or younger, you can take transit for free. So you don't have to budget in youth tickets like you used to have to. And go ahead, next slide. So this is the order form. So a couple things I really want to point out here. One is that there's all these different kinds of book types down here. We sell basically 3 kinds of tickets. We sell Metro adult tickets, and those you can get at the $1 rate for our RFP, which is the discounted fare that people get if they're senior or if they have a documented disability. And then they're able to get that, they ride the bus for $1. So if that's the case, they use their RFP card as what we call a flash pass. So because there's some old ones out there where you have to get your picture taken for some of them. So you can get on the bus and show your pass to the driver and then, stick $1 in cash in the fare box. Those dollar tickets, even though the fare amount is the same as it is for Orca Lyft is only valid using an Orca card. So you actually cannot use those dollar tickets for folks who might have Orca Lyft. I mean, they won't be able to use them in conjunction with their Orca Lyft card. So just know that going in that, if you're handing people paper tickets and they don't already have that RFP card for being a senior or having a disability, you should just figure on getting them the regular adult tickets. Then we sell link only tickets. So if you're like, this person isn't going to ride the bus, they just need to get on the light rail. And that's an all day ticket. And those all day tickets come in a group of 10 or a book of 10 for $7. And then the combo tickets are the other ones. So the combo tickets allow, it's literally connected. So you have a bus ticket and a link ticket. I think what's important to know is that those Metro adult tickets are only valid on Metro buses or Sound Transit buses that are operated by Metro. So they can't use those paper tickets on Community Transit or Pierce Transit. So that's a little bit different than, using an Orca card. And then the link tickets, you can get tickets just for link or you can get those combo tickets. And with the link tickets, you actually have to write the date that they're going to use on them in permanent marker, and they do expire at the end of the calendar year that we sell them for. The Metro only tickets, the bus tickets don't expire. But if fares go up sometime in the future, you know, that might not be enough fare for them to get on the bus. So I don't have any intel about fares going up. I think it's important to know that because I have worked for programs where we found a box of old bus tickets or an envelope shoved in a drawer somewhere. And then you're like, oh, but these are $2 or something. That's not going to help. So just important to keep that in mind. Okay, I think next slide. Yeah. Jason was like, we're going to really emphasize it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
And I think
don't put your, yeah.
On the form, it doesn't have a space. So it says check
That's
or money
correct.
order. I assume
Yeah.
if you're planning to come in and pay with card, you would just leave that part blank, I assume.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Charles. So we'll just do a little math word problem. Hopefully nobody gets math PTSD from this, but basically we you know, like Charles was explaining, you're paying 10% and then the county is covering the other 90%. So if you are awarded an allocation of $55, you're buying a I'm like, I gotta look back at the order form for this one. Okay, so you want to buy 10 adult books, and the adult books are $5.50 each, right? I think okay,
right.
great. And so if you bought all 10 of those, then you would use your whole allocation.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Oh my God, whew, it's like sweating bullets there. All right. Thank you. Okay, so this agency is awarded $100. So that means they get $1,000 of face value. And they want to buy 10 combo books. So the combo books are $7 each, and so that would be $70. And oh, I'm sorry. Pay 10 combo books. Maybe I don't understand this word problem.
The combo books are a little tricky in that so for example, the combo book, the agency would pay $7 for 10 combo books, or sorry, $7 for a combo book. But the way combo books work, because some of the tickets are sound transit, is that it actually deducts more of your allocation than what you've spent, which is pretty confusing. But
yeah, I wish I could explain that better.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The important thing to note is that you might end up sort of draining your allocation quicker than you're realizing because it doesn't exactly match what you've actually spent. It'll be like a little bit more. So.
And the link tickets are all day, so it's a little bit different than, you know, paper ticket. You know, it's only good for a couple hours once you use it. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention this very important fact. So basically Sound Transit sort of entrusts Metro and DCHS to run this reduced fare program for them. But in exchange for doing that, they don't take any of the revenue from it. So we actually don't debit your allocation doesn't get counted against if you buy those link only tickets. So if people just need to ride the light rail, don't bother buying the combo tickets, buy some of the link tickets because you don't pay for those. I mean, you pay for them, the face value, but it doesn't come off of your allocation. Does that make sense? Okay, cool.
I think so. And you don't feel like this is your last chance to have this.
No, you can email us every single time you need to order and we would help you.
It can be a really confusing program for a number of reasons. We're happy to answer questions.
Yeah. Which is the perfect segue to, we know that this is a really confusing program, and we know at Metro, we know that our reduced fare programs, there's too many of them and they're all complicated in their own way. And so we're actually going through this whole thing called a Fair Enterprise initiative that part of it is looking at all of our reduced fare programs. So I'm leading a project to try to modernize the human service bus ticket program. And it's crucial that we actually hear from people doing the work, giving bus tickets to folks, especially if we're looking at things like Orca Card, as a possible substitute for paper tickets. And having having worked in various settings from street outreach to shelter based to case management with youth, with like lots of people experiencing homelessness, I get how complicated it is. And like the thought of sitting down and registering somebody for an Orca card does not, like, that's not apples to apples with paper tickets. So I'm only saying that to say I am very committed to us getting this right. And because of that, we are going to have some focus groups in May and June. And who I want to hear from in those focus groups predominantly is people who are doing the frontline work, or program managers that have like you have your ear to the ground enough to kind of know what would work or what wouldn't. If you're interested, I'm like kind of gathering availability information right now and just like what would work best for people, and then I'll schedule them. And so if you're interested, if you don't mind just clicking on, you should be able to click on the link. I can click on it from here.
Yep.
Or scan the QR code and it'll take you to a really quick, like 1-page questionnaire. And then after I get some responses from that over the next few weeks, then I will be scheduling some focus groups. And they're going to be short, just one time, like 90 minutes. And I'm open to also bringing them in person to your agency. So I know I'm just talking to you all at Mount Baker, but I'm also talking to anyone who might watch this later. So if you're like, what, it would be better, or we would really like for you to hear from a group of our clients or participants, let me know, because I would be more than happy to come out and do one in person if that's better. So yeah, I want to hear from you. I hope that we get to chat and I hear what would work best and what would not work. All right. Was that it for me, Charles?
That is it.
Amazing.
Nope, that's it. We just have next is questions. So if any questions at all, now is your time to ask.
Oh, I have a specific question for our organization. I applied in when did I apply? The last go round, and we didn't make it, and I'm not sure why, but do I resubmit the information that I had from 23 and just start over, or?
So I saw you guys were here, I was like, I know I've seen their application. It was actually never submitted. So I'm looking at it right now, and it looks like it's mostly like you answered the questions, but it wasn't submitted. And it could be because let's see, the person that the primary account holder is Bunthe. Is that how you say their name?
Uh-huh.
So they would have to hit submit. You're a collaborator, so you can edit it, but you can't submit it. So all you guys need to do is go and hit submit, and it's in.
Okay.
Is Bunthe still at Mount Baker?
Yeah. Actually, he helped me, and we ended up emailing it or something. But yeah, we did it. We thought we were on time, and we didn't get any feedback, so we didn't know.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I do know you had a special case where Khadija, I know we were sending some emails back and forth where, right, you were having trouble in Zoom Grants. Zoom Grants was not letting you submit, right? And so you had emailed it before the deadline, as the instructions laid out. And then we had finished making the awards at that time, and so I know we were waiting on the process to open up again. And so now that it's open, I think if you have everything in Zoom Grants and you can go in and click submit, then that's perfectly fine. If you're having issues in Zoom Grants too, then we can maybe chat and just work with what we have from the email and do the award based off of that.
Okay. Okay. So, Sophia and I are gonna look at it tomorrow morning or tomorrow sometime and get it going because it's ready. But Buntai is out on paternity leave until May 1st.
Oh, okay. Let's see. There is a way to make a new.
We could probably find
well,
him, I think.
I think we can work with what we have from the email.
Can we get, Devin, can we get Zoom grants like administratively submitted, you think?
I think there is a way to do that with Zoom grants, and I know you have to provide like specific information. So
Okay.
I can pull that up because I've had to do it in the past. And that'll make it easier to, I think, just so that when it comes around to like uploading the usage logs for reporting, we'll have everything set up and we won't have to go through the, Zoom grants issues at that point. So yeah, I'll take a look and see if we can get that submitted by Zoom grants.
All right.
And you might want to look, I think it looks like you requested 3,600, but if you wanted to update it, you could if you need a different amount or whatever. But you'll also have until September 1st. Once you are awarded, you can ask for additional as long as we have some left. And so
Okay.
And we anticipate having some left. It's hard to say for sure, but
What happened to all the organizations, you think? Is this after COVID? Less people applied or?
yeah,
Well, there's
I
no
think
after COVID, but yeah.
Yeah, I think
it's a combination of COVID and the other low income fair programs, which are great because before COVID, it was like we were always way oversubscribed on this program and we couldn't meet the demand. So
yeah, it's definitely part of looking at modernizing it and also just trying to figure out too like how much like our with fare enforcement going away during COVID and at least on the bus, that like how much folks are just kind of just trying their luck and hoping nothing comes up, so maybe they're not taking as many tickets from agencies. Yeah,
that and kids riding free.
Yes, that's a big one.
All right, well, thank you for that.
I don't have any questions, but to confirm, Charles, you said the application closes on September 1st?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We're not waiting that long. We're gonna cook it up tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna get it done tomorrow.
yeah, well, the first review, we've committed to reviewing them starting May 1st. So so at least by then we'll review any applications submitted prior to that.
Nice. All right.
The other thing, one last thing I was going to say, I mean, I think this probably doesn't apply a lot to Mount Baker in particular, but if you are an organization that tables at events where there's low income folks that are eligible, like you can give out tickets to people in the community who are homeless and or low income, even if they're not living in your building per se, or like a client you work really closely with.
Oh,
like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, or if like if you're a youth program and you have youth sports, maybe you want to give tickets so the family can come to the game. Like we don't have, as long as you have the log sheet saying the person was eligible to receive the ticket, it's up to you to decide how you want to. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Great. Well, I saw somebody join for a second, but they're seem to be gone. So, yeah, thank you both for coming, and we appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time and patience.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
I'm glad you all don't have to
you.
do the whole thing again.
Yeah.
I'm like having had to write